If you're a student, or a teacher, or an employee of a company, then Zoom is not a new word for you. After all, every one of us had spent our pandemic times with Zoom calls only. But who is behind this Zoom? So let's find out. He's none other than Eric Yuan, founder and CEO of Zoom. Being born and raised in China, he studied applied mathematics with a minor in computer application from Shandong University of Science and Technology, and then he went on to earn a master's degree in geology engineering from the China University of Mining and Technology in Beijing. Yuan attended a training program in Japan which contributed for 4 months after completing his master's degree in Beijing. How did Yuan's tech journey get a start? It was in the year 1997 when he moved to Silicon Valley. The only reason to move to Silicon Valley was to join the tech boom after being inspired by the words of Bill Gates, who spoke in Japan in 1995. Yuan applied 9 times, but got rejected 9 times before being granted a visa to the US as he was not able to speak fluent English. Yuan was one of the first 20 hires of WebEx, which is a startup revolving around web conferencing, which he joined after arriving in the US. Eric was behind the success of the online meetings product of WebEx, and at that time, he was one of the founding engineers. In 2007, Cisco, which was a security and a networking giant, acquired WebEx. The role of VP of engineering was taken by Eric. A new smartphone-friendly video conferencing system was pitched by Yuan in 2011 to the management of Cisco, but his idea was rejected. And when the idea got rejected, Eric left Cisco only to establish Zoom Video Communications, his own company. But how did Yuan get the idea of Zoom Video Communications? Yuan and his girlfriend were studying at 2 different colleges in China, and hence to meet his girlfriend, Yuan had to travel by train, which was a 10-hour ride. As a result of this 10-hour train ride, he was able to see his girlfriend just twice a year, and hence he thought of a future device that could cut away this distance. Without even going anywhere, if he could see his girlfriend and also talk to her, this is how he got the idea of Zoom, a video conferencing system. How did he take Zoom to where it is today? Yuan borrowed money from his friends and family to launch Zoom, as he was not able to convince any investors after leaving Cisco. Yuan kept working despite receiving countless rejections. It seemed as though he was waiting for the right time. The rise and rise of Zoom. It was in April 2011 when the journey of Zoom began. Zoom's first iteration beta was released in September 2012. Zoom 1.0 became available to the public in January 2013, which is within 4 months of Zoom's first iteration beta being released. 1 million different users had used Zoom within 5 months of Zoom 1.0 being available to the public. Zoom not just became a video conferencing product but a mature one, and this happened because of the increase in the number of users. Zoom was named after a leader by Gartner in 2016 in its Magic Quadrant for web conferencing. To enhance the work experience with Zoom, the Zoom App Marketplace was launched in 2018, which housed various Zoom integrations. Cloud Telephone Service was launched by Zoom in January 2019, and this is the moment where Zoom became an all-round business communication service from a web meeting app. It was in April 2019 that Zoom went public. After the success of video and phone services, it was time for the Zoom Chat to be launched, and that's how Zoom Team Chat came into existence. But it was only in 2020 when Zoom became a household name. It was downloaded 2.13 million times in one day in March, and by April 2020, 300 million daily meeting participants were surpassed by Zoom. It doesn't end here, as the sales of 1 million Zoom phone seats were announced by Zoom at the start of 2021. Then there was the launch of Zoom Events in May 2021. First quarter total revenue of $956.2 million was reported by Zoom, which is up 191% year over year. And the credit goes to Zoom Phone, Zoom Team Chat, and increasing security measures. Zoom Team Chat is something that became interoperable with other messaging platforms in June 2022. Zoom Phone now boasts 3 million seats. Aren't Zoom calls commonplace for you? Comment below.